Morning, everyone. Monday morning. Let's Five Live. Time to get going. I was waiting around. Was it 5 minutes to? 6 minutes to? Before I start, I'd just like to remember to say thank you for those who left a comment on the last video. Nespresso was one of the first to comment, and he said, leaving another comment, I'm still hoping for a shout out. So I'm going to give shout outs to everyone who left a comment. Thank you so much. I know I've been badgering you all, but Dave Weeks left a comment. Thanks again. He enjoyed listening while he was in the coffee shop. Di reminded me that you can do sell similar on US listings. I tried it actually. He did ask me to log on to the US. So yeah, an interesting one. David M. Always good to hear from David. Jay Grainer. He says I make him smile. So there you go. Takes all sorts. Kathy, thank you so much for your continued support. All of you watching. Lee Natal, that's a new name on me. Had a call. Pat Walker, who I hope to see up the boot fairs. Babs in her attic. Ben Cobb, who said I moan about my sales and then I list the item twice its resale value. Yes, I did. He was quite right in pointing that out. Fluffy Muffin leaving another comment, and Lee at the Retro Pursuit all left a comment. Thank you so much. Who have we got in today then? Jack's in. Are we listening 5 today? Or is there anything controversial to sink your teeth into? Well, funnily enough, I was watching Nick Hill's video this morning, little clip, and having a rant. Always good to see Nick have a rant. Doesn't happen that often. But when it does, it's well worth a watch. And yeah, well, he was ranting on about people offering courses and mainly going on about huge turnover figures, which I've touched upon before. It did make me think, and here's a topic for discussion, which, do chip in with, what you think. You have to be careful when you're on YouTube. What can affect your YouTube subscriber level? I mean, I've said things on here a few years back, mainly to do with politics, which is always a bit of a tricky subject. I would say avoid politics or religion. And I got someone saying, "Oh, I liked it until you got into politics." Unsub. So people doing the controversial reselling things that they've been doing recently, i.e. having a roadshow or whatever it is and charging money for it, putting together a charge service for reseller advice. Do you think that there's a risk in people doing that and risking people going on their YouTube and going, basically there's a bad reaction, but do they risk their YouTube subscriber level? Because obviously a lot of these people are fairly well established. Some of them aren't, but some of them, might have like upwards of 5,000 subscribers. You look at Chatty Pete, look at George is doing it. Rummage is doing it. In taking that leap to try and push a new income stream, which is what it is at the end of the day, might they be just, risking it all? Interesting one. Let me know what you think. Because you do have to be careful. I mean, you do walk a fine line. Obviously, I like to always be honest, but I know that if I'm horrendously offensive, I mean, I'm slightly offensive, but, horrendously offensive to anyone, unnecessarily, I could have a load of people going, "You utter prat. I'm going to unsubscribe from you." So do the actions of, those resellers risk them losing their fan base, basically? Let me know what you think. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Or do they just think, "Oh, I'm above it all. I'm gonna go for this." Interesting. Happy. Yeah. Well, I better get on this. Yeah. Well, that's the controversial thing today. I mean, have you let me know if you've unsubbed. Have you gone, look, Jesus Christ, what are they doing? I'm going to unsub, or just people just leave it. because I'm obviously obsessed with subscribers because I need about like 35 more. I'm going to buy. People do buy subscribers. I've never done it. I don't know how you do it. Maybe I should. That's another one. That's another topic. Pete, did you go to what's it called? It's not the Brano Boot Fair. I'm looking at Brano here. Borden Boot Fair. Did you go to the Borden Boot Fair? Send me pictures of what you've got. My boot fair was rubbish. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. I thought it might be. I think I've been doing fairly well. I went down there. I got like three board games. One was missing pieces. And 5 cameras, 4 of which were rubbish. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. Rosie, good to see you. Steve-O, good to see you. Steve-O. Kath E. Happy Monday. Lincoln, good to see you. Who else we got? Is that it? No, James is in. I think it was a Hasbro in answer to your comment. It's Damien in. There he is. Missed that one. And what was the gaming grail? I thought it might. I know someone who went down to Borden and picked up a Game & Watch DK. And I was thinking, I wonder if it's that. But it wasn't. So I wasn't. I think it might have been the GameCube. I'm not entirely sure. So it sort of mystified me there at the end, James. And I also want to know, I've got applying James with questions. You did a boot fair haul a couple of days before. In actual fact, I think that's the one I commented on, the Hasbro Dooku lightsaber. What boot fair was that? Because obviously the most recent one was Borden. I hear it was like just full of YouTube resellers. That Slotho was there, Rico was there, Boldo was there, a few others, I'm sure. Steve-O is scaling down his stock. Oh, he's moving in August. Oh, well, good luck with that. I'd never move again. Right, come on, talk about my controversial subject. Everyone's saying hello. You're not allowed to say hello in here. Hi, Lee. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Buy my book. Procrastination. I don't try to think what that is. All these 6-figure, yeah, 6. I love Nick's video. Yeah, it's. I'll have to send him a message. Well, you never know. He might drop in here. I was thinking there was someone. I talked about Brexit back in the day, or the Tories, and my, total dissent. And was it you, Pure Retro, who met me at the local boot fair and said, "Oh, I don't agree with you"? I think it was. I can't remember. I always get names mixed up, as you know. Johnny Fart Pants is in. Johnny 40 Coats, I mean. Right, here we go. Oh, it takes a little while, a little bit of a lag, but then the answers come through. Here they come. There are a lot of people looking for more income. True, aren't we all? Many of which are vulnerable. So I don't know who that is. Jake Paul, Ty Loopers, all get a lot of subs. You lost me there, Pete. I mean, I think these are very famous streamers, none of which I know a lot about. I don't agree with the Resell Summit, but was never sub to Chatty Pete. Well, I don't guess you would be, because he's a bit of a clothing guru. NLR, Next Level Resell is a good idea. I wouldn't join it. Not unsubbing from Kieran for it, though. Yeah, but do they risk? Do you think they risk it? Maybe not. I don't think, it will affect them. To be honest, I don't think it does affect. I don't think it has a huge effect. I don't think people go non-sub. It's just my view. People kick up about it on Facebook, but it could be because they really didn't like him to start with. So I imagine they're not sub to. There's someone who's going to kick up about Chaddy or George. He's probably not sub to him in the first place. There might be a few small. There's definitely a risk of losing YouTube fans when you stir up any negative feelings. Personally, I don't subscribe to that really. You do want a positive hit. I do like viewing people who give me positive energy. Whether I'd watch myself, I don't know, because I'm a bit of a strange one with that. Yes. James, my mindset is we all have a choice. If we don't want to join these groups, don't. but if it doesn't affect my life either way, yeah, that's true. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I find it interesting, and I hope, when I come on here and talk about it, it's just nice to get people's views and like, kind of like, what's the lie of the land in the reselling world in a grown up way, not in a slagging match way. Like I've said, neither of those are something I would attend, but good luck to them for doing it. But what are the risks? Didn't get to Borden. Very competitive boot. Can't please them all. No. Yeah, each to their own. Yeah. You're quite right. I don't and won't watch those resellers now. Yeah. Some people will, maybe makes them think about who they're subscribed to. If I can't say hello, I'm unsubscribing. You can say hello. We love it. Say hello 20 times and have 20 subscriptions. All actions have a consequence. Depends if you can cope with any fallout. Yeah, like I say, I think some people will react, some people won't. In the main, it won't make a huge difference, but it might do. Hello, Mark. Hello, Andy. Yes, well, we won't go there. My red line for not watching a channel is finding out they sell on a private account. Oh, yeah. Maybe next week, eh? I don't think I could cope with that this week. I don't like that either. Ooh, I really don't like that. I really, really don't like that. But there we go. Yes, Dave, I will. I will send it across in 1p coins. They've got a lot of backlash for it, but the people who are complaining about it don't understand Amazon to begin with on a big scale. So don't really blame them for their thinking. The people who are complaining about it don't know Amazon on a big scale, or the people who are running it don't understand people on a big scale. Because I know you would probably look at Sam and Kieran's. Kieran's only been doing it for a few months, and Sam's quite small in Amazon terms. But they may well be able to present a basic course well for someone who's really new at it. Yeah. The summit is now sold out, by the way. Yeah, I'm sure it would be. I really have no idea. Yeah, we're all undercutting you. I'll do it for it's a Dutch auction. Hi, Etic. Good to see you. Hello, Jason. Good to see you too. And I suppose I better do some listing. Make money from home stuffing envelopes. Ask me how. If you're friends with the YouTubers, you will support it more. That's life. I rate anyone trying to try anything new. Well, it'll either work or it won't. And whether you sort of say, oh, that will really help, a reseller. If it doesn't help in the long term, I suppose it will get a bad reputation. I mean, if someone goes to the reseller summit and go, oh, that was a load of, the feedback will be bad. But, obviously, if it's brilliant, they'll say it's brilliant. I think I've always said with the reseller summit and with the next level reselling, if the quality is like absolutely, and it does make a difference to someone, then and that person may well have to be new to reselling or new to Amazon. Then well done. You've put the work in to create a quality product which has made a difference to someone. But if 40 people are going, you want 35 of them doing well, because one negative feedback on someone who's attended or bought the course could absolutely, you know, kibosh the whole thing. So, I mean, they're obviously taking a risk. They're taking risks. They're taking risks. I'm only here for the drama. Yeah, so, I mean, I'll let him get on with it. If you're free on the 25th, please come along to the Chester meetup. There we go. It's a little bit far from me, I think. But Chester, anyone up in Chester, go and see Kath. Do. Right. So I show you these cameras I bought. So the guy was selling cameras. And I'll tell you what, James, you know the guy who sold you the cameras in the car park down at Ardingly? He was watching me like a hawk, and then he started talking to me. I've got it on camera, actually. He was trying to flog me all his cameras that were in his car. So it's quite funny because we were talking about you for a bit. So I'll hopefully upload that soon. So this one, you know, caught my eye, EOS 300, and then he said, yeah, they were a $5 each, these cameras, and I thought, well, if that's a $5, maybe these other ones might be worth it. It's not the sort of thing I would normally pick up, and I wish I should have left it. I mean, Helena, I think Neil's in, so he can have a good laugh at this. In the end, I got 5 cameras for 20 quid. An Ilford Sportsman with case. I think if I'm lucky, I'll get a tenner for these, and a couple of box brownies. I mean, did anyone ever think that box brownies were like really, really rare? Like, I think I did, you know, back in 1987 when someone said box brownie. But they're not. They're just like rubbish. Well, let's just start listing the bloody things. Car Boot Mania. Is that a new name? Have you been here for years? Let's make a big thing about it. Oh, and Antpager's in. Hello, Antpager. Oh, who's this? I won't be buying it. Okay. Well, you may well enjoy the video because I'm basically he's sort of saying, "Do you want to come and sit in the car park? Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, maybe later, mate. I'm just trying to go around the boot fair." Like, will you pee off? God's sake! Got me blinking. It was not a good boot fair anyway. And the last thing you need is that. You want to buy my cameras? I hope he's not watching. Maybe he is. Who knows? That'll be another sub lost. Jungle Gym. Yeah, I should have avoided them all. But I saw the Canon and I thought, well, if that's cheap and he doesn't know the price of that, maybe. And later on, right at the end of the boot fair, I went back and got this. And I was talking about him saying, oh, I used to work for Canon for 10 years down, you know, in Wallington and then in Reigate. And then he was going on about this was his first sale of the day. And I was thinking, I'm sure I bought some cameras off him to start with. And then he said, oh, I did sell some cameras earlier. I had an SLR, you know, this one. He completely forgotten it was me who bought it. And he went, oh, I don't know if it worked, though. And I'm like, oh, great. I'm assuming that works. I mean, not a lot can go wrong, but we shall see. I've got to find two of the little batteries. Hopefully, I've got some kicking around. Anyway, I'm going to get them drafted. Try and get something done. Right. Canon EOS 300 film with probably this lens it came with, a 28-90 lens. I'm thinking this one will probably be worth about 30 to 40 quid. And the others, like, not very good at all. Hello, AC Global Reselling. That's another new name. I've been here for years, but I don't comment much. Do you know what? I did think I recognised the name. So, yeah, well, yeah, thanks for commenting. That's EOS 300, 50 quid all day long. Bundle box brownies for a tenner a pair. Oh, yeah, okay. One of them's got a slightly cracked lens, dusty as hell. Tenner a pair, yeah. Okay, well, they're... What are they? There's one over here. There's that one as well. Can't even see it. I did think, oh, that looks nice. Didn't make any difference, I don't think. Desperate buys for desperate times. Yeah, sales are shocking as well. But there's, there's only one thing to do. Secret Carper, good to see you. Marlo, good to see you. I have loads of unlisted cameras, even a Mewtwo held for over a year, but don't know how to properly test them. Well, 120 film Deco box Brownie 15. Yeah, Art Deco. I do think it looks a bit like that. Brownie Junior. So 15 quid for that. I'll go for I was going to try for a tenner on that, maybe $7.99. Very unlikely to go. Maybe not so bad after all. Right, 50 quid you say on this Canon EOS. Hopefully it will work. It's always great having Neil in. Neil, would you mind if Marlo messaged you about his how to test cameras? Hopefully you won't, but you can talk to Neil on Instagram. Great advice on cameras. Right, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at the buy it nows. Rebel EOS 300 film 3528 silver. Mine's a silver. 80 from the States. £54. He's quite right, you know, plus £5 postage. Tested and working. That's got a strap though. £40. £50 with a case. 45 boxed. 50, 40. 49 with instructions. 39. I mean, 50's top end, really. It is just the camera on its own. There's no strap or anything. So I might just go 45 with the postage. Nothing wrong with having a moan. Can't stand silly pictures of stacks of parcels from sellers when the guy down the road sells 3 a day and makes more profit. Oh, so the two together for 15. Yeah, that sounds fair enough. Yeah, I'll go with that. Get it gone. Bang a gong. Yeah, there's a lot of people wanting to go on about how good they are. I would just love to not talk to anyone and make double the money. I really couldn't give a... I mean, strangely enough, in the last year, my turnover at some points has been 4 times what it is. Well, 3.5 times what it is now. And that is the up and down. So what's the point of me, when I'm on the crest of the wave, what is the point of me saying, look at me, look at me? When I know I won't be saying it when I'm at the bottom of the trough. And eBay, for me, is a roller coaster. I filled the boots. Well, you might have been tap paddling there, but no, I'm sure you won't. Can fit in hundreds in a carrier bag. Yeah, very true. Yeah, it's very true, you know. I filled the boot full of shit. Yeah. Well, you will get your money back on the cameras. Yeah. And I had a bad weekend. But I got out. Had a look around the boot fair. You have to go. You have to try. Oh my God, my tea's getting, it's coffee, it's getting cold. I'm just going to drink this up. Hang on. Yes, I can't wait till I start going to a few more boot fairs. Because you've got to, you know, If it ain't happening, you just got to keep going. There's no point saying that boot fair is rubbish. I'm stating the blooming obvious here, but that boot fair is rubbish. I'm not going to go to one. You have to go to more. You have to give yourself more chances. Okay, that's the Canon EOS on. Deco Box Brownie. I was wondering what it's called. I was looking for Junior. What's it called? It's Brownie Junior. So I'm going to stick this on $14.99. See, yeah, don't sell for a lot. Oh God, it just winds me up. I have to see listings from the States. Oh, there aren't any from the UK. They're all from the States. Isn't a single one in the UK? Does that make it mega rare? No, I doubt it. Let's have a look at unsolds. No, US. And Kodak is an American company, isn't it? South Africa. I almost attempted an accent there, which would have been, I probably lost me millions of subs. No, nothing. Okay, I might try. I was going to do 15 plus postage. $6.20 popular. I might try 20 quid free post. Vintage camera, Kodak box camera, 620 popular. Get rid of vintage. Kodak box camera, 620 popular brownie plus vintage Kodak brownie junior 6. Oh. I haven't got enough words. I do not have the words. Kodak 620. Popular brownie. Popular brownie. So many jokes. Brownie plus brownie 620 plus deco 620 brownie junior. Untested. Prop. Stick prop on the end and see what happens. Magic word. Number 10, I think, of the week of the year. Whizzing past. And yeah, we'll try 20 quid free post. I'll never go near another one again. 19.99 free post. 1 day free post. 1 day dispatch. Me too. I struggle for stock in the winter. Yeah, well, I do try and make hay while the sun shines, literally shines. And you have to. I do have a few contacts I speak to over the winter periods, but it's not huge amounts. Damien gets annoyed when it's dry all week. Yeah, that does happen. Hey, I remember that happening quite a lot a few years ago. Yeah, it would be sunny all during the. This is when I was working. I was thinking, like working in a proper job. It'd be sunny all during the week, and gets to the weekend, it would rain. It's really weird. It's rainy. Well, I think we've got some cold coming, which I'm not looking at. I thought we'd seen the back of the cold, but apparently, like tomorrow and Wednesday, it's going to be like minus double digits in some areas of the country, and then by Thursday, I think the down here has sneaked a bit of warm. But yeah, it's getting cold again. I was like, I thought we'd seen the back of that. Secret Carp went to a carp show. Fantastic. Wrong side of the Pennines for the rain. List it in film cameras, not vintage film cameras. Good little tip there. Is that because of the fees? What are we in? It's in vintage photography film cameras. You're quite right. Let's change that then. Cameras and photography. Film photography. Film cameras. There you go. We've dodged the eBay fee, whatever it is. 11 versus 7. There we go. Little tip for everyone. I mean, it is a film camera. I'm not breaking the law. Breaking the law. We only had one weekend washout last year. Jubilee weekend. eBay will try and list Polaroid cameras in the vintage category too. Oh wow, that's a great tip. If you're listing cameras, make sure they're in film cameras. Don't get them in vintage. Chris, good to see you. Spot on in that category. We got a yellow snow warning. Yeah. Yes, don't eat that. Don't eat that. Right, I've got some more cameras, but I've got this. Well, let's have a look at this then, because this was like interesting. This was one of those things. I bought this for £5, and I was thinking that could sell really well, but it may hang around. It's a wide attachment, I think, for a video camera. I looked it up at the boot fair. There was one being sold in like out of Mongolia, gone for 50 quid. So let's just have a look. It's probably not here anymore. No, £105. Someone is trying to sell someone in Germany. That doesn't look the same, actually. Let's have another look at this. Comes in its own little Petri dish. Well, maybe. Oh, yes, it is that one. That metal thing I thought was there is the little Petri dish. Okay, there's one in Germany. Let's have a look at solds. One sold from Japan for 68. One is sold for 115. Canon C8 wide attachment macro lens 43. I'm not too sure that's the same. It might be. Let's have a look. Oh, there's a bit of foam just flown out. Oh, sorry, Pure Retro, wasn't you? You know what I'm like with names. I can't remember who it was. It's someone who does come up to me at the boot fairs, and I can't remember his name, but I know his face, and I always say hello to him. He's probably called Dave or something. Right. That's not quite the same one. Well, it's one of those, I don't know how much this is worth. So, what do you go for? I think I go for 100 quid. I hope that's... Is that the same one? Wide attachment 67. I've got a fear that I've got a different lens in here. No, it is wide attachment 67. Let's go for £100. That'll make the boot fair worthwhile if that sells. But that's a long tail item, that is. Right, this is from Germany. Can I do a sell similar? Can I do a sell similar? Wie geht's? Sprechen Sie Hallo bei Einloggen oder Konto erstellen? See, it's asking me to log on now. So obviously I can't do a sell similar. Schweinhund. Okay, never mind. I will. What will I do? One from Japan, one from. Well, there's one that isn't quite the same, but it's almost the same. Let's do sell similar as that and then change the things. Sell similar is verboten. Yeah. It's put on for £100, reduced 8 times, and sell it in 2 years. It's a put on for £100, reduced 8 times, and sell it in 2 years. Yes. Yeah, quite right. Yeah, God. I mean, this is someone who really knows eBay. This is where it's at. God, do a course. The realities of eBay. Shelf fodder. Right. You never know. Sometimes you never know. Category. Misc. New in. Mount. Well, I guess it's a C8. Wide angle. Focal length 35. I don't know what the focal length is. I don't really know. Got no idea. Fixed prime. Focus type Vask Brand Punt Safstand. Got a load of German in here. Why is that full of German? Hang on. This isn't. No, I'm still in .co.uk. Compatible Fitterkrugen. Why is it giving me all these item specifics, but they're in German? I was doing a sell similar on an English listing. Someone's gone and copied a German listing. Nicht van topassing. Oh, for God, for the love of God, what is going on? So today I will be looking at 10 listings from my oldest 10 listings and reviewing the prices of that. My regular thing is trying to list 5 things. I didn't do anything yesterday, but list at least 5 things, review 10 things that haven't sold, and I look at I get all my active items and sort them by the start date, with the oldest first. I just pick the 10 oldest, normally knock about 10% off, fiddle about with it, excuse me. And then if I do have time to list some more, I will stack up drafts or schedules for the following days. That's my normal way of doing it. I mean, if I could, I have done it before. I've had 2 months worth of 10 listings a day. I think I got up to. So it's like 300 listings. It is always difficult when you go to a boot fair and hardly pick up anything at all. And what you do pick up is rubbish. Because as I've always said, if you're looking to list 10 a day, which is a, standard sort of number, you've got to pick up 70 items a week. So at the moment, I'm only going to one boot fair. I'm thinking about going to a midweek one in a week. All the midweek ones are a little bit far away, but I'm not going to pick 70 things up at a boot fair. It's just not going to happen. Well, it doesn't happen that often. Right. Save for later. All right, that's 3 items done, all camera related. Richard, good to see you, Richard. I was catching your live the other day. I've been watching lots of Brian Blessed on YouTube for some reason. Gordon's alive! He's brilliant, he is. He's so interesting. You're so lucky to have know him and met him. Well jealous. I do remember like Flash Gordon. I think I went to see that at the pictures. Absolutely fantastic. But he was going to be a Chancellor of Cambridge University, I think. I don't think he got it, but yeah. Right. You're in the lenses category. You should be in conversion lenses. How do you know I'm in the lenses category? I didn't even share my screen. It's magic. Am I in the lenses category? I am in the lenses category. Where's conversion lenses then? Cameras and photography, lenses and filters, auxiliary conversion lenses. Look at this, the knowledge. The knowledge is oozing from Neil. Save that for later. Thank you, Neil. Brilliant. This is what we like. The Veranda Files. Hydran, good morning to you. That's an interesting name. What's that all about? Do tell us what it's all about. I heard you can set listings to auto-mark themselves down after a set amount of time. You can. This is true. Why on earth? Well, you said probably a good idea. I think it sounds a frightening idea. eBay suddenly going, yep, we'll take that off, take that off. I like to be in control freak. Yeah, but yeah, maybe some people would like the automation if you had lots of listings. And probably good, actually, probably good practice. But no, it doesn't sit quite right with me. Magical Land of Auctions can pick up a boatload of stuff. He takes his boat to, you've won a speedboat. Takes the speedboat down to the local auction. As full-time, you can't just count on the car boots. Yeah, very true, very true. I mean, normally at this time of year, I'm going to every single jumble sale there is under the sun. But I haven't started that yet. So, yeah, I think I have been busy with other stuff the last couple of months, but I think it will start to kick off. I mean, I've done it every other year, so. What else we got? Hi, Mum. We've got Mother's Day coming up, haven't we? I've got to remember that. Neil does live in the photo categories. Excel, law of attraction. Well, Neil does, definitely. Excel. I used to be a wizard. Well, I suppose I still am a wizard at Excel. People were amazed by my Excel skills. Used to do all that blooming SQL and God knows what. Jesus. I picked up less of the car boot because I have a better eye. Yeah, very true. I mean, there's different ways of doing things, but it's great to be able to have that knowledge and be a magpie. And I often think, if I see something, pick it up for a £5. I know it's worth 80, 100, 120 more. You kind of think, how many Wii flips is that? Say I buy a box Wii for 25 quid and sell it for 60. It's probably the equivalent of like 6 of those. So when I get a good one like that, like I had a £2 to £150 the other day, I just think, yeah, I'm glad I've got those. I still need like the bit of the churn as well, but bread and butter, as people say. But I couldn't just do like, I'll just buy loads of volume and not sell it on for very much. It'd do my head in. I tried a couple of auctions recently. Not sure yet. Stuff costs more than the boot. It takes 4 times as long to get done. Yeah, I used to go to an auction in Tooting when I back in 2016. Gave it up very quickly. You had to. The viewing day was on a Tuesday. The auction was on a Wednesday, and you had to pick up on Thursday. Parking was awful, and it wasn't that great stuff. And there was just very competitive prices. 67 in and only 5 likes. I'm amazed there's 5 likes. The big news is that if you do put a comment, like an actual comment on the video, rather than a chat, like after you've watched it, do a comment, you will get read out next week. Can you believe that? It does happen, as Nespresso knows. What else we got then? Well, these are quite interesting. This was in a random box of stuff which I did a deal on. They're here. I've got to test them, but they look like they haven't been used. Got all the attachments. Maxell HP NC22 noise reducing earphones. Kind of thing I look at and go, it's a pair of earphones. I don't think they'll be worth much money. So I type it into eBay. Maxell HP NC 22 full stop OH BK Mel. Weirdest, like nothing there. Go on solds. Nothing there. Go on research. Nothing there. So I'll knock off everything off and just have HP NC22. Nothing there. For the love of God. And then I go to Google. Maxell HP NC22. And there's an Amazon listing from Japan. Amazon.co.jp. Maxell HP NC22 overhead, it must be OH. Type noise cancelling. Let's have a look. Headphones. Currently unavailable, but have sold new for 19,800 yen. 19,800 yen. New. So yen to pounds. £120 new. So the question is, how much do I list it for on eBay? It's got earphones, case, all the little plugs and whatchamanots. Looks unused. Tell me your thoughts. And I had a great idea for a bit of a stream, but I don't quite know how I'd do it. See you later, Marlo. Good to see you. Good to see everyone in the chat. Monkey Thrifter, Pete the Monkey Thrifter, Hailstones. I'm thinking no one's telling me how to list, but I'm thinking 80 quid. I'm going to chance mine for. I could go for like tenner. I could go for a tenner. I'm going to try 80. I'm probably going to check them out and they won't work, but we will see. Every time I go to eBay, I'll get a Prince Charles coin come up. Start your listing. Yeah, these you've got to put batteries in these things. Continue without a match. Used. Let's try 80 quid. Who knows? I mean, that could be another sit round on the shelf and gets reduced over 2 years, which I don't really want to do. But I sold a Commodore the other day, and I'm sure I undersold it. It went for 52 quid. Had a key, it did work. Had a key missing. Second issue, made in Hong Kong, I think it was. I've got one that's made in Germany, which I've just got. I will show the haul for all of this stuff. Some of this stuff I'm listing will be in my haul video. I may well go higher on that. It did sell straight away, the other one. Me underselling a C64 is shocking, really, but there you go. Right, try 80 quid. I mean, I don't know. Love the hoodie. Yeah, this was, yeah, I like it. I used to like Stussy stuff. How do you hear the music? It's a good question. Good question. Right, my idea. Sennheiser. You have? What? Don't do it. Someone was selling Sennheiser headphones about 20 years ago on a car boot sale. I bought them all at £3 a pair. I don't know Sennheiser. I generally only sort of get to know audio stuff when I have it, and then we'll look it up, and very little of it sticks in my brain. I had a great pair of speakers that sold for like 400 to China. I can't remember what they were though. But if I saw it again, I'd say Sennheiser. Well, that's a little one to put in the memory bank, isn't it? Oh, you can get stuff for laptop computers. And oh, I see. Oh, yeah, I do recognise that logo, that lettering. Oh, I'll have to look out for those then. If I see a Sennheiser. No, BMX. Skateboards was slightly before the original skateboard craze, slightly before my time. I was 77, so I was, probably a little young. I did try on a skateboard in those days, but they were just like small, wooden, and not very good. And when skateboards came back in, which I guess is kind of early 90s, would that be? I was too much into music and other things like that, so I kind of missed it both ends. Right, my idea. I'm going to put this to you, see what you think. An idea for a stream is to get maybe 4 resellers on, which is always going to be difficult, and we bring to the table, I'll have to be careful of how long this will take, but let's say we each bring every week 5 things we've had trouble selling. And so let's say, for example, Gary, Peter Stride, and I don't know who else we got in here who might want to do it. Say James from Bold Finds. And so I don't want it taking too long. This is what I'm wary about. But so I bring my first item that has been sitting on my store for 2 years, and I go, oh, I've got this Canon EOS 300 camera, or this Canon lens, and I've not sold it for 2 years. I've got it on for like 100 quid. You tell me what you want to put it on at, and the other 3 write it down and then hold up the value. And I've taken average of that, and I've got to put it on at that, so the others decide. Now, hopefully there shouldn't be any sabotage going on, but it's like an honest opinion on, not a rose-tinted opinion of what you want, but an honest opinion. And the view might be, well, you've had it on for 2 years, just cut it by 20%. But there might be, a bit of discussion around it. So I'm kind of thinking how you do it, how many resellers to have on, because obviously, if you've got 4 resellers and there's 5 items, that's 20 items. Getting through that, I mean, even if it's a couple of minutes of items, it's going to take 20 minutes. So, you know, would it be better with 2 people, 3 people? Maybe 3 people, then you could just take a simple average of what the other 2 say. 3 people bringing 5 items. What do you think? I think it'd be an interesting one. But you've got to put it on. So, like, you know, if you've got, I had a Lord of the Rings statue which I had on for £200 for ages, and eventually I got it. You know, if 2 other resellers said, "Oh, yeah, list it for 100," and I had to change the price, would you do it? Who knows? Right, I am going to end the stream now because I'm getting a Skype call coming. So do have a brilliant Monday, and hope your sales pick up. Hope mine pick up. And if you're sourcing, I hope you saw some really good stuff. But have a great day, everyone. Let me know what you think in the comments about that idea of maybe 3 resellers bringing to the table the stuff that hasn't sold for the repricers to have a look at. Let me know what you think. Anyway, take it easy. I will see you next week. Bye.